Flying over the prairie. Somebody flew over the bay. Oh, I guess we're live. Let me make sure the thumbnail's correct, because it wasn't in my preview. Also, I barely know how to use this webcam, so that's gonna be fun. Let's see, my channel. Okay, so that's working, which is good. And just for fun, why don't we give myself better lighting here? That feels fine. Hey, Mr. Pegster, how's it going? I weirdly feel like this should be fine. Yeah, it's been a second since I streamed, but not as long as kind of the break I guess I took to stream. I guess before I started doing like the feedback streams again and just mixing on stream. I'm gonna take off that pinned message because that's irrelevant. I am doing pretty well. It's been a pretty busy time, I think. Also, I'm gonna see if I can handle not having chat there. But yeah, it's been good. Good, busy, a lot of crazy stuff going on, and a lot of new stuff, I think, going on. Today is actually kind of a special anniversary to me, because I'm very sentimental about the fact that I moved. So it's actually been 4 months to the day that Allison and I moved to the state of Washington, and that's a humongous change in my life for sure. So yeah, just kind of figuring out what I want to do. Oh, I gotta change my top text because we're not doing feedback stream, although I really want to do that again. I just need to set that up a little bit, maybe see if I can get a guest on, all that stuff. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, there's my screenshot to tweet out. But yeah, like, it's been a huge change just in terms of like geography, in terms of like stuff around us, in terms of how many people are around me now. A lot of video game music and video game industry stuff is going on. My bandmate and friends are nearby now, which is amazing. And then on top of all of that, like, we're in this gorgeous area that's covered in mountains. There's water nearby. There's, you know, suburbs of city. So it's pretty amazing. And we just had PAX West here. Not that I can really like share a ton of really crazy cool stories or anything, but it was there, and it's video games, which is awesome. So, you know, on top of all of that, I've been working on my like usual random one-off covers like this one. Still working on the big Dave the Diver video, which I'm really excited about, and I think I have a pretty close to final mix, which I think sounds really good and still features your slides so well. That video is just basically like make a movie and try to like make that enjoyable, and that can be really hard. But I'm at the very end of it all, and I'm really excited for that. Also, I'm gonna just throw this into editing video. I don't know why the thumbnail preview is still showing my feedback stream stuff, but I don't understand how to stream exactly. I just know what to do when the camera's on. So once I'm done spamming this around, we'll get started here. And for those of you watching ahead and have skipped over to the part where I start doing things, let me share my overview of what we're doing here today. So there is a game that I started playing kind of late, I'm sure, into the whole thing. Also, I wonder if I can just rotate this, just because I'm not centered. Cool. Okay. So this is a video from the game BALATRO. BALATRO is basically poker with more zany video game rules, and it becomes really, really addicting because it's just a bunch of points and multipliers, and the game takes place, of course, just all in like a very, I guess, 16-bit inspired Super Nintendo-ish looking environment, and it's got like a bit of a charm to it that I really like. So I wanted to try and, you know, as I played it over and over, I really liked the main theme that was going on. And, yeah, from there, I basically wanted to cover it like I always do, and then add something, because I no longer feel like there's a point or fun for me to play guitar and just shoot that over and over and over if I'm arranging stuff. I want the video component to be remarkable. I want the music, of course, to be really good, so that every time I make something, it is completely unique to, you know, just the scene, but also it's something I'll remember. And yeah, as a result, I kind of tapped back into my like 2020 age of like wanting to do green screen all the time, which is really fun. So, what we're doing here is my very unprofessional, but hopefully fun to watch, scrappy take on how to make a little movie sequence inside of a 3.5-minute music video where you're playing your instrument. And the goal, of course, is to make this so if you've played BALATRO and don't care about guitar playing, this is still going to be a relevant and fun video. So that's the goal in any case. And yeah, from there, we're going to start playing around with some stuff that I have worked on before and stuff that I've not, which is, I think, what's going to be fun, maybe scary, especially because Blender is such a popular program now that someone's going to like be able to walk in and be like, yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing there. But I also want to pass what, you know, I've learned in the last year or two about Blender and Unreal Engine stuff and 3D in general onto folks who are even less experienced or just curious about how I go about making this stuff. So I'm going to kind of walk through and talk out loud again, and any thoughts, questions, feedback, whatever, you know, feel free to throw it in chat. If you're coming in and confused, especially, I always want people to have some sense of like, oh, okay, I get it. So what we're doing is basically I have a music video and I have shots of me playing guitar, shocker, and what I'll do is I'll actually pull open what I think is, let's see. Yeah, so we have a lot of traditional shots. Perfect, because you only know 2D. Yeah, no, that was where I was at when I started kind of tinkering with 3D stuff. And again, there's no like one is better than the other for sure, but when you're trying to pursue like certain ideas, especially in video and like movie making and stuff, I found that 3D was a really good way for me to jog creativity and also do some things that might be too difficult for me to do hand-drawn, or even just when I'm going for like realistic looking stuff, then yeah, like go for 3D and try to like blend it with myself. So I have my angle of me playing guitar, nothing different. It's still very special, of course, because, you know, I know shooting a video is already really hard for people, and shooting yourself playing your instrument is really hard. I'm lucky I asked my wife to film me, and she's great at it. But on top of all of that, that's just a music video I post every week or whatever. So I think we can do better, as all of my cooking channels tend to say. from there, I built a little story as I was sharing, and I storyboarded it out. Basically, I drew a square as if that's the shot that I hope to accomplish. And I always do this on paper first if I can. And basically, it's a very simple story that I built around the game. We're playing BALATRO as if BALATRO was actually at a casino, which explains what you're looking at here. And I'll probably get a better view. We'll start here. But yeah, basically, I wanted to be like Ro, me, comes into this casino, cocky, excited, just like a BALATRO player. And you start playing the game. It's a card game, it's poker. So you're trying to pair up different traditional playing cards into combinations. But with the video game elements, of course, that you're trying to score high numbers instead of just winning the hand like in poker or beating an opponent. And you always try to make a certain amount of points or chips. So, you know, if you have a pair of twos, 2 plus 2 is 4, that's it. So the fun video game elements is there are other bonus cards that you add and you collect, and I'm going to try to reflect that in the video. So, I'm going to cockily play this game. I'm super excited, arrogant. The BALATRO dealer, just because traditional blackjack, of course, has a dealer and so on. So I thought that would be kind of more of a casino cliche element that would be fun. So that's played by Allison, of course. She's going to kind of watch me play, and over the period of the video, you're going to have sprinkles of me struggling and actually like finding the game harder and harder, just like I find BALATRO as I'm playing through it. And eventually, I'm going to draw a very special card. And jokers, unlike in poker or whatever, they're actually like special effect cards that can often help you win the game and get multipliers. So, I draw a card, I call it a roker because the comment section would not let me forget if I didn't. And yeah, then I'm going to win. It's a really stupidly simple story, but I think it's going to be a nice tribute to the game. So, what that has to do with Blender is we need to depict me at a casino. We need to depict me playing the game, and we need the casino to kind of set the mood as this like high roller but still kind of intense thing. So that's how we get to what you're looking at now. And if you're new to Blender, I can explain everything as best as I can. Essentially, Blender is full of windows, and you're creating a scene. If you're familiar with game design levels, it's the same idea in that we are basically creating a level, but instead of playable characters, you put in elements that are going to be filmed. So right now what you can see is a floor, and everything is in meters. Yeah, that Wheel of Fortune slot machine. So a lot of the assets here, well, all of them are free. Let's start there. Even the background is a Adobe stock environment photo, a 360 photo of a casino. But the point of all this is that we kind of scale everything to make sense. And if you are familiar with 3D, you can probably tell I didn't scale this really well. So we're going to have to fix that up. So let's make this 250, 150, and this doesn't matter. So the floor right now is 250 meters long. And that means that, you know, every item is kind of going to need to be scaled down. Why this matters is because the camera distance is going to become really important here. So we have a couple of different views, and it can be really overwhelming. Also, I'm seeing the chat is like stupid behind, so I'm going to see if I can change that. Could I change the latency midstream? Okay, I'm going to quickly end stream and come back.